All right, guys, good morning to all of you. Today is the 13th of August 2025. CRAZII Market Talk with KEL and CRAZII, where logic meets profit. All right, so we will cover a lot of fundamental today, a lot of fundamental coming in. And of course, at the same time, we make sure that your risk management is taken care of. And of course, after that, we will be talking about something we haven't talked before. It's the Ethereum market. It's how to use the CRAZII system on Ethereum. All right, I know that Ethereum has been going hot and favored recently, so I want to share this with you at the same time. All right, so without that, let's start into today's fundamentals. There's a lot of fundamental to go. Okay, so first of all, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq continue to notch record high closing as the inflation report gives the Federal Reserve the green light to cut rates. So what happened is that, let's take a look. So the fresh data came in expected basically itself, right? They were expecting Donald Trump's this broad tariff policy would spike the prices in US, but apparently itself it didn't. The consumer price index rose 2.7%, while the market is looking for 2.8%. So just a 0.1%, the market have decided that it's okay. But you must understand the tariff only hit 1st of August. It didn't even hit the last few months. So again, this is like question mark, yeah? Okay, anyway, the so-called core CPI also without the volatile food and oil prices increased by 3.1%. So it's actually higher. So actually from here itself, you can actually see is that, that the core CPI that strips away the food and energy prices is actually up by 3.1%. So actually this is the one that everybody should be focusing on, but the market look at something differently, yeah? So now the thing is this right now, there is a very high chance that there will be a rate cut coming in, right, up to 94%. Now, do note the last time we talked about this was at 55%, now it's at 94%. So they're now also betting that they'll be cut in October and December. Now, while the rate cut is going to be well received by the investors because of those lower costs, but you must understand in historical chart, it has proven before many times that whenever there's a what you call a sudden drop of interest rate at a rapid speed, is actually saying that there is a problem with the US economy. And we must understand that the BLS economical data that came out about the unemployment data, it actually shows that the employment data are actually much lower than last few months. So a lot of things is actually weighing on it, but the market is seemingly diverting away from all this and focusing on the current movement now. So now the market now is all looking at Asia to see any way Asia can give any reprieve on this. But we all know that the Japan market yesterday hit the all-time high at 43,000. So this is show the collaboration between Japan and US, yeah. So the thing is this, the CPI data, as you can see, came out slow haul, so really lower, and the market likes that. But the thing is, it is because of the food and oil prices, energy prices was being taken out. So you can see this is the real number. It is still, to me, climbing up instead. It's not going down, but climbing up, but it's a very steadily. So the market don't really book into that. Yeah. Okay, so that is that. Now, China warns company against using NVIDIA and AMD chips because of the security issue. So once again, the White House has confirmed on Monday that both NVIDIA and AMD agree to pay 15% of China revenue to the US government. So there is a lot of money coming in. And of course, they are looking at the continued shipment to China. Now, gold tariff has basically caused the market to expect gold price to go higher instead. So while the market is calling the tariff may actually bring the price of gold going down, but yet now the market has flipped over and said that maybe this tariff will bring gold back up again. So I'll post all this news later on into our CRAZII news channel, yeah? Now, Donald Trump, as usual, crazy man, he has decided that maybe he should send a big major lawsuit to this Jerome Powell to demand for interest rate cut. This guy is a pure businessman. He don't care. He don't care. So now he's saying that he will threaten a major lawsuit because of the overspending of the this Federal Reserve renovation. But we all know that this renovation was already equipped and was already mentioned, prepared. The provision was already prepared. So the thing is this, Jerome too late Powell must now lower the rate, okay? Because we all know that if now at $37 trillion, if the rates still don't go down, right, this is not going to be good. So now while the CPI data has technically go down because someone got sacked previously, and now it goes down. There's no other way that Jerome Powell can do that unless he really thinks that if he cut interest rates, the whole economy get into trouble, or this is going to be bad. Imagine if on the in the September period where Jerome Powell was supposed to cut interest rate and he doesn't cut it at all, I can tell you that things will go straight to the roof. So this is going to be very interesting. But you ask me, very high chance that he will cut lah, just just cool down. And the thing is this, he is saying that um he says that a $50 million deal can be done for a renovation has cost them $3 billion. I am really very questioning. This is quite questioning. No wonder some of his renovation didn't do well back then. Now, South Korea former First Lady was in prison after a court issue warrant. Now, it seems like South Korea, every time anybody become a president or the First Lady, they all may get some into twine or some issue here and there. Interesting. Now, BlackRock basically said that the CPI should give the Federal Reserve the justification for a half-point cut in September. Wow, this is a bit very heavy. Now, I don't think this will happen. A quarter, I believe. Half, I don't think so. Yeah. And last but not least, Elon Musk threatened immediate legal action against Apple over alleged of antitrust violation. So again, all these things are happening. It seems that a lot of smoke screen happening in US, and things are getting a little bit dicey now, if you ask me. All right, guys, that will be the fundamental news for us to take a look. Let's do the technical side right now. Okay, so let's talk about the first of all, the US Dow Jones first. Let's give me a minute. It's not coming in. Let's try again. Okay, now this one, please take note of what you share in the near term in now, yeah? Okay, this is called a zebra formation. What is zebra? A zebra means you see alternating colors between red, yellow, red, yellow. So red, yellow, red, yellow. So this is called a zebra, the animal zebra, yeah. So a zebra formation itself usually brings in further upside. So I'll give you an example, this one here. So the zebra, red, yellow, and the market flew up. Okay, that's one way to look at it. All right, let me find a few more examples for you. Okay, so you can see that this is red, yellow, right? And then the market flew up. Okay, let's find further. Red, yellow. We have it over here. And the market went down instead, and so forth. Yeah. So whenever you see this alternating colors, that means that the market will go into a big drive. And because it's a bull market, undeniable, it may be pulling up. But on the flip note, it can also come down. So I'm still going to say this. If today upside is to happen, we're going to see pivot one traded at 44,694. But if the market really pulls back on profit taking, the first support and the second support, which is the AMA 30 and the MLP, has to be the first base support. Only when these two breaks, then the pivot two will likely be triggered. And then of course, if it goes down further, we have more KCB, more support at the downside. So with the KSI, you can see that the selling still is around, only declining. Let's hope it stabilize there. Then of course the market can reprieve to go higher. But if the market start to increase, the KSI start to increase in value, then be careful. The selling might be really torrid. So traders, you need to watch out for that. Yeah, very important. All right, this is gold price right now. Now the thing is this, I am a big bull on oil and gold. All right, why? Because I told you before that I like gold, and the thing is this gold tells me that there should be further upside. So first of all, the KCX, every time when it happens, that is usually we can hear a market low, right? So this time round, we don't have the KCX yet, so we're not at the low end yet. So there's two ways to look at it. One way is that there could be more downside to go, or the other way is that the market is bottom out and time to fly. Okay, so we can see today very strongly the 3353 MA30 is strongly rejecting gold at this moment right now. All right, so if only that the gold can break above 3353 confidently, convincingly, then yes, it will be going for the pivot one with 33 0.60. Now, do not do this DJDD, all right, meaning that the market is a doji yesterday, and today likely will be a directional day. So directional day, give you an example, this is doji, and this is a directional day. Can you see that? All right, so it's very important. This is a doji, and next day, that's a directional market. So usually a directional market itself has about $20 upside or downside. So very simple mathematics now. It's going to be upside itself. We can go as high as 33.97. That is very high, but it's possible. If the gold price goes down instead, then we can see coming down all the way to somewhere at 33.08. Okay, so upside is about nearly $47. The downside is approximately about $40. So watch out for this trade for gold this week. Yeah. This will happen for gold. Most likely this will happen. So traders, watch out for it. Okay, take a picture of this if you have to, yeah. Just a quick picture on this. Okay, right. Okay, so now the thing is this, gold you can see now is resisted by the MA30, but is strongly supported by the MLP. So in a bull market, supported by MLP is more important, okay? So if the market can really stabilize above MLP, then I think if gold can break above OP convincingly, then the MA30 will be next. So let's see what happens here, yeah? Okay, so that is gold for you. Now next market, we will look into the Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin, as you can see clearly, there's a stacked diamond here, which is the old KCL. All right, the diamond line and the KCL is the same thing in this case. So 117,229 is a very, very strong support for Bitcoin. Now, this morning, if you notice the Bitcoin, the high and the low of yesterday is now today the high and the pivot one and pivot two exactly. This is a very interesting phenomenon, yeah. Now, remember, our drawing of the pivot is by mathematics, it's not by seeing the chart. So for it to behave in this way itself, right, actually tells me that if the Bitcoin is staying up, Bitcoin can go all the way here to 123,000, okay? That is very, very possible. But if it breaks down instead, then I can tell you this, I can believe that we will see 11,800 coming in very, very soon, yeah? So traders who are shorting Bitcoin this morning, you can now continue to hold a short and aim it either at 118,820 or 118,800 level. Okay, I think this two level will be tripping it today. And of course, if Bitcoin trips down, normally the Nasdaq will also trip down. So traders take note of that. Yeah, the big boys are selling, the retail are not selling. So that's why I think that Bitcoin to go down instead is pretty high, if you ask me. Okay. All right, then last of all is the currency market. We'll be covering the same dollar, yen, euro, pound. So today we do pound, yeah? Okay. Now, someone asked me yesterday this question. They said, hey, how come the dollar is strengthening, but yet the pound is going up? Well, you had to follow everything on its own. It's not exact crosses that because the dollar is coming down, the market must also follow, yeah? No. So yesterday we can see very clearly there were two main action. There was a blue diamond here, we draw a line, and then there's a four diamond here, we should draw a line. And you notice this until you before, whenever there's two diamonds that's very close to each other within 5 trading bars, usually could be a market bottom. All right, you see that? That's how it happens, and then market goes up. So now I think the two diamonds within 5 bars, so likely the market will be higher. So I suspect that the pound will go higher. It will go up to here itself at 1.3570, which is stacked on the KCB. So as long as it stays above OP and above MLP, the MA30 and MA200 supports it. So pound to go up itself is very, very high. pound to go up to here, 135.70 is very, very possible. So traders, watch out for it. Now, if the market do pull back, then 1.34668 will be the first support, because that is a strong pivot tool that is actually a bit above MLP. So I suspect that the market will, if it goes down, the maximum is this point, and then it will rebound after that. Okay, so traders, you need to watch out for this. All right. Okay, guys, that will be all for today, this morning market talk session. We will take a short break of 2 minutes. We'll come back to talk about the Ethereum market and how to use the system for Ethereum. So you don't want to miss this. Right, take a short break now. I'll come back very soon. Thank you.